back with another video. It's been a long time since I did a podcast. Excited to break down everything that happened this weekend. Talk about everything that I'm feeling, all the aftermath and everything. So just had to get in the studio. My boy Byron always hooked me up with Transcend Studio out here in Tampa, Florida. So if you out here, always tap in. But
Hey man, before we get into this video, I had to let y'all know this video is sponsored by the one and only Prospects. And you know it's NBA season, so you gotta tap in because this is the best place to watch sports and win cash. It's very easy. All you gotta do is pick player projections, 3 or more, and pick more or less and watch the money roll in. And then if you use code BGU, you get $50 in lineup when you play your first $5. That's $50 in lineup for your first $5. For the BGU's 3 pick of the day, I got Donovan Mitchell over on points, Evan Mobley over on rebounds, and Ja Morant over on points. Shout out to Prospects. It's good to be right.
This past weekend was a big weekend. You versus Briscoe. How do you feel about the game and your performance?
I mean, I feel like I did everything I expected to do. I think a lot of people didn't expect me to play as well or do the things that I said I was going to do. And they be thinking that I just be blindly confident sometimes in my abilities, which some people are just blindly confident in their abilities. But I feel like I have a good sense of reality of where I stand within the basketball world, and I know what I bring to the table every time I play. So I was expecting to play that way. I was expecting to go up big. If you ask anybody in my inner circle, my game plan was always go up big early, punch him out first, and never give him time to kind of get adjusted to that type of scene because he has never been in it, and people that has never been in it don't know what it takes. So I felt like he was taking me lightly the whole time. He kept saying I didn't belong on the same court as him, or he was going to show me, for his name, the boogeyman, and none of that stuff matters. He went to Kentucky, he been to China, he has a whole bunch of accolades. Everybody know who Briscoe is, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he not somebody that has accomplished something in the basketball world, but in the one-on-one space, it's a whole different, it's like your slate is clean. And I try to voice that every time I speak to people that haven't been on the scene, and they just underestimate us one-on-one players. So my game plan was always to go up big early and make him realize that he was in for a long night. So I feel like my game plan worked perfectly. I went up, I think it was 15-4 by halftime. And I ended up going up 23-9. The game was damn near tied up in a bow. And then, New York, New Jersey, they definitely did all they can do to dictate the reffing of the game, the energy of the game, the space of the game, the physicality of the game, because there's a lot of stuff people say I foul, and I'm not saying I didn't foul. I think fouling is part of one-on-one. That's what makes us so different than the NBA and EuroLeague and overseas and all that. But I also think when it was clean early, he was getting all his shots off, no elbow touching nothing, and I was getting all my shots off. It was domination. So did I need to foul to win? No. I was beating him how I was beating him regardless of how the game was called. But I felt like the crowd, his entourage, allowed the game to get that physical. And that's why I ended like that. Because like I said, one of my best attributes is this: I'm adjustable. I could play any type of way and still win. So I felt like that's what the game was calling for at that time. Once I got up 23-9 and then the game started going a different way and they started calling fouls and whatever, and the crowd started getting closer so we had less space to work with, it got a little more physical than I would have wanted it to, or anybody would have wanted it to. So I just feel like there's a lot of excuses being made for Briscoe when we played in his backyard. By his rules, he asked for 3 dribbles. I gave it to him. I didn't care. We usually play 4, but I gave him 3. And for the amount of money he wanted to play for. Like, I don't know what else there was to do. I was getting headbutted. I was getting elbowed. My lip was split halfway through the game. I fought through it all. The crowd was blocking my shot. They was heckling me on the free throw line, like actually on the court doing free throws. Like, it was a lot of shit going on, and I just played through it all because I done been on tour with Street Stars and just perfected the one-on-one craft of going to somebody else's spot and winning. I told people, I said, I love going into somebody else's backyard and winning. And I just feel like I said, Jersey is a delusional place. So now they're making excuses for them when everybody's seen what happened. They was delusional, but Saturday, they got a big reality check. So like I said, I feel like it was a big push forward in the space. And I feel like we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. We closed that gap between YouTube and pros once again, and we just gonna keep proving them wrong.
Before the game, there was a lot of trash talk between you and Briscoe. How is it now looking back to all the things that were said prior to the matchup?
I think it's just like the ultimate karma, I think he don't believe that. Like, keep saying I don't believe in myself. I don't believe I could beat him. Keep the saying of I don't belong on the court. Saying he don't like me. Saying like just the fact that he wasn't even training for the one-on-one. Just say this is just a regular day. Like, I'm gonna go work out, then I'm gonna play. I'm gonna go work out in the morning, then I'm gonna play. Treat it like a regular one-on-one, and I'm gonna embarrass him. Saying that I was only gonna get 12 points. All that is just like the ultimate karma, because like I just really feel like I just woke up all of Jersey from their dream. Like, they got this dream that they are just superior to all other states and people when it comes to basketball, which historically it says that, because they are a big part of the hoop culture. But, and like I said, one-on-one is a whole different sport. So it's a new sport. We're up and coming. We're gaining like traction, big traction by big brands and big people. So it's just the ultimate karma. I feel like he would never speak about my name like that again. And I feel like the world watched. We had KD, Jalen Brunson, AJ Brown, like premier athletes at the top of their like respective games, watching Kyrie Irving donated during the stream, watching the game and really just observing like a pro, but not only just a pro that's in his prime still. Like, he's still going overseas, getting to a bag. So it's not like, oh, he used to be a pro or he older now. No, he's in his prime. I think he's younger than me, to be honest. But regardless, like, not even in his 30s yet, and still getting to it overseas and multiple different leagues. Just like struggle heavily. Like, I was convincingly dominating him. Like, it looked like he didn't belong on the same court as me, to be honest. When I watched the film back, I thought, like, who is this nigga to talk to me like that? That's what I thought back on the event. So it's just like the ultimate karma. It's just funny going back and watching that face off and watching his like the build up to the game and how he just never thought. I even went back and watched the live of me and him going back and forth saying like how I'm just so friendly and I'll walk across the room just to speak to him, and that he play for keeps and that I don't want to play him because I'm too friendly. So I just know when I went into that game, I was going to make a statement. Like, I was going to show him that, basketball is like, this is a real thing. Like, I really do this. You know what I'm saying? I never went high level. I never went major overseas. I never got my opportunity until this lane evolved. And now this is me, like, showing the best of myself. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate one-on-one basketball because I don't know where I'd be without it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not letting no nigga come in here and just take my spot either, or just say that whatever to me and show it. So it was just a statement game for me. You know what I'm saying? Probably, and everybody kept saying this probably gonna be my hardest competition I ever played, because my other pay-per-view games wasn't like as like big names, but he was getting beat the same way they always get beat. I told people, when I play pay-per-view and you give me months to prepare for a game, the score, like, it's gonna be a big margin. It's never been close. I feel like New York and New Jersey, or whatever you want to call it, they made that game close, but when it came down to it and you watched the game, the shit wasn't close at all. So I think that's the biggest thing. I think a lot of people done woke up from this YouTubers and pros, what's it called, stereotypes.
So it's been a few days since the game, and what has been the effects of the game afterwards?
I think, for sure I'll say I'm sore, body, got to take a break. I think I always try to take a mental break from basketball, or like anything after like a big game. For my big 3 game, I did it. So I'm gonna take a break from this, just like decompress, and get my body back like tip-top shape. But I think the biggest effects of the game is just like I said before, like the way that YouTube basketballs are like talked about. I think people are realizing that we are skillful. We got 520 Club, talk about us. We got Jeff T, Marquise T, Gilbert Arenas reached out to me. I talked to KD about it a little bit. So we just got national news. Like we national news right now. And at this time of the basketball, time of the YouTube community, it's kind of like perfect for us, So we've been building and building and building. And it's not just been us, it's been Baller's Life, Off the Dribble, Next Chapter. We all been building towards the same goal of professionalizing the YouTube one-on-ones, you know what I'm saying? So that's what first we were just going on YouTube, and then now we moved to like pay-per-view events. The game didn't end how we would like it to, and some of the things didn't go the way we would want it to, but the effect of knocking down that barrier of YouTube and pro, it was still in effect, because people understood like how the game was going before everything was going down like that. So, like I said, I seen Marquise T talk about it. He reached out to me. Gilbert Arenas reached out to me and talked to him about it. I'm supposed to be going on his podcast soon. So it's just like all been positive, I feel like. Even though it didn't end the way it's supposed to, I feel like I've seen this couple people say it was the worst one-on-one basketball, and I just wanted to address that a little bit, just because I don't think it was. I think it was mismanaged. I think the game was mismanaged a little bit with like security and organization, but I feel like it gave everything it was supposed to. A lot of people say like, I'm always in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? I always ask for the trenches. I don't ask for the trenches, but I think I just had that effect on a game. Like whenever I go and play somewhere, that's the energy that's going to be brought like to me, and that's the energy I'm going to bring. So when that environment came about, I didn't shy away from it. I think a lot of people thought I was going to be scared of New York, Jersey area and playing A King in his backyard, but I embraced that to the fullest. And I think YouTubers are up 1,000 right now. I think we up 1,000. I think Ty Lawson and Nesco, how that game transpired, showed a lot. You know what I'm saying? I think how my game transpired showed a lot. So we was going to continue to grow the space and ask for different pros to come outside, because we're going to keep beating them. We're going to keep showing them why they should never disrespect YouTubers.
How do you think this has affected Briscoe?
I think silence is an actual response. So that's not how the saying go or whatever, but, basically his silence is speaking louder than him speaking. You know what I'm saying? Because he has nothing to say. Like, it's nothing he can say. It's nothing that can justify him talking crazy like that and then going out there and getting beat like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's like, he lost some respect from some pros because they felt like I shouldn't have competed. I gained some respect from some pros because they realized how tough I really am. And like I said, all of Jersey just had a reality check. They could never just not. That boogeyman thing might have died that day. His whole nickname might have died that day. And my nickname was born, the Jersey Killer. I feel like I've been calling myself the Jersey Killer, but I was just stamped a little bit more. And then whoever the next Jersey nigga that wanted to check up, you know what I'm saying? My DM's always open. So I think I'm 3-0 against Jersey niggas right now. So I just don't think if you from Jersey or from that side of the country, just, leave me alone right now, just because I don't think y'all can fuck with me. And that goes for Trey Duval. He blocked my shot after the game. During the game, and I felt the type of way at the time. And it was funny games for a little while, but we've been asking him to check up. So if you from Jersey, wherever you from up there, you can check up, and I embarrass you. It goes to Lance Stevenson. He from New York. I was in your backyard, and none of your niggas scared me and won't ever scare me playing you or anybody else. So you can check up. So, I just think that whole region just can't fuck with me. If you from New York, New Jersey, you feel me, anywhere up the Northeast, leave me alone because I'm a Southern nigga now.
What's next for you? Or who's next for you?
I think I got like a list of people that I will potentially play next. I think if I had to shoot the highest I can shoot, I would say Patrick Beverly would be my most premier matchup that I would want. Like, I would want to play Patrick Beverly next if I can choose, because he's kind of into the content side of things with his podcast and things. And he also was calling my OG out, Nick Young. Me and Nick Young go back since the Big Three or whatever, to a one-on-one game. And, my OG kind of chill on basketball. Like, he not in the field no more. You were just overseas in EuroLeague. Come try somebody that's active. You feel me? I feel like you call for somebody that hasn't played basketball seriously in a while. Call somebody that's active and that's your size and that will give you the energy that you gonna give to them. So, and it could be in Chicago. You from Chicago. I don't give a about playing a nigga in their backyard, as anybody can see. So if I had to choose somebody, it'd be Patrick Beverly. But if I had to give somebody else, I think my close second would be Lance Stevenson. I think I real deal got his card too. And I know I keep saying it, but every time I say it, I prove it. So I just please don't count me out with that one, because I think that's sweet for real. I think that's sweet. I think he got one up on me right now. I can't even lie, with the Big Three championship. So I got to give him his ups for that. But in the one-on-ones, like I said, 3-on-3, 5-on-5, it was a different basketball. One-on-one, this is what I do. Ain't nobody beating me in my space. You feel me? So, I feel like Lance, and he owe my boy Mike Beasley some money. So that's my OG too. So Lance would definitely be my close second. And then if I had to choose a third, I would say probably Eugene. I just would get a whole bunch of comments about Eugene German, about how he that whole situation was just flaky, and then people just think I'm ducking him, and I would never duck somebody like him. Like I said, I brought my money to the gym that day. He didn't have his money. I didn't play. It was as simple as that. Y'all trying to make it into something else that it wasn't. But like I said, we could check up. It's never a problem to check up. Just make sure your money right. You feel me? I feel like everybody know I'm willing to bet on myself. The number don't matter, because I got people behind me that really believe in me, and I believe in myself. So you want to make it happen, we can make it happen. think those three is it. Actually, maybe Trey Burke. Trey Burke just be in comments talking crazy sometimes. So I just don't understand it. Because he's just little as shit. Like, he's a little guy. So I wouldn't even want to abuse him like that. For real, for real. But if he really wanted to, if he wanted to put his money where his mouth is, I would play Trey Burke. I think Nesco should play Trey Burke because Nesco want that. And Nesco proved that he deserved a game like that. And Nesco, I will bet my money with Nesco too. So, and then I guess lastly, I say Trey Duval just because I don't like how he blocked my shot like that. Like who do you think you is to come on the court and block my shot while your man's getting beat up? You know what I'm saying? So, if he wanted to smoke, I'd fry him too. Like he would have Duke. Blue Bloods, that shit's sweet too. So I mean, I think they be getting their name mixed up with or what they did in college mixed up with what they doing now. So you feel me? Any of them, what's that, 5 people I named? You know where to find me at.